So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready and set to go for the last bouts of Day 3 at the Battle of Nations 2014. And the last bouts of today will be the final bouts in the 21 versus 21 category. And so far, Russia have won their 5 bouts and are leading in the group stage with 81 points, ahead of Ukraine with 4 wins and 55 points. No longer competing in the 5 versus 5 are Italy and Czech Republic. They have dropped out of this contest due to lack of fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine versus Poland.
The first bout we have on the list today in the 21 versus 21 category is Ukraine against Poland. We had the same bout on the first day of the event, and Poland lost against Ukraine with 13 points for Ukraine. That means 13 fighters remain standing for Ukraine and none for Poland, and I'm sure the Polish fighters will be eager to make up for that loss from Thursday.
Now we see friendly hugs again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all about. This is what about it? Now, Battle of the Nations. It's all about friendship and respect to each other.
And we've seen many proofs of this friendship and respect before the fights. It's very, very often that we see fighters just greeting and hugging each other before they start to battle it out in front of the now fully packed stands. And I'm wondering, Ivan, we've seen the first Russian world champion today in the female category. Do you think we'll see a second Russian contestant be crowned world champion, namely the 21 versus 21 team?
Well, it looks like it like this at this stage, but we'll see.
And the Russian team has been very strong so far, and we'll see if they can keep up the momentum they've gained over this event.
I really hope that Ukraine show us more interesting fight with the Russian teams, because I expected much more struggle between these two top teams in my opinion.
And we're off and running with the mass battle, the 21 versus 21 between Poland and Ukraine. And let's see how this play out for Ukraine. They're second in the category, in the table. And let's see if they can build up some momentum for the rest of the night. And this fight is over, ladies and gentlemen. Only one Polish fighter remained on his feet, and of course the marshal stepped in to break it up for his own safety. Now once more we see the
Ukraine wins!
And I'm afraid we have an injured fighter here. Oh, he's standing up now. He's standing up now. And it's a victory for Ukraine.
By the result of 2 rounds, yes, Ukraine wins 2-0.
And these two teams, ladies and gentlemen, are probably two of the strongest teams in Battle of the Nations history. Russia and Belarus, two teams that have been competing ever since the first Battle of the Nations back in 2009 in Khotin in the Ukraine. And now they're facing each other again, just like they did so many times on the lists of Battle of the Nations throughout the past 5 years. This is the 5th Battle of Nations in our history. It looks like the teams are set up now and ready to get this fight going, and the Night Marshal's just checking no one sneaked an extra body. And then I think we're ready to get going. Now the fighters are greeting each other just like we've seen it before in Ukraine against Poland. And this is another sign of mutual respect, because these, as they prove, are the 4 strongest nations, the only nations able to compete in the 21 versus 21 at this late stage in the championship. As I said before, Italy and Czech unable to compete due to a lack of fighters still fit for competition. Now the fighters are getting back to their sides and getting ready to start fighting.
Are you ready?
And the Night Marshal started this bout, and off we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the 21 versus 21 between Russia and Belarus. And let's see if the Russian team can keep up the momentum they've built up in the first day of competition on Thursday. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the absolute top level of competition. This is the best you will see at Battle of the Nations. These are most likely the best fighters, most likely the best teams, and most certainly the strongest nations in Battle of the Nations. The fight is stopped.
Stop!
And I think we have another dominant victory for the Russian team. It's a victory. Certainly. Let's hear the official score from the Marshals.
Russia won by 2 points. Score was 19.
And now we have the official score for the earlier round against Belarus, ladies and gentlemen. Russia won with an impressive scoreline of 19-0. Very impressive, and that of course means that Russia have won their fight against Belarus after winning the first appearance on Thursday with an impressive scoreline of 13-0. And it looks like both teams are set up and ready now, and you can look at the Russian team setting up. We've seen a similar lineup in the bout of the Italian team yesterday, with the team dividing up into 3 smaller units ready to attack separately, while the Polish team are forming a long line across the entire battlefield to block the Russian groups from getting into their backs and attacking them from behind, which is of course a problem because with the helmet you have a very limited sight and you can barely see fighters coming from the side, not to speak of fighters attacking from behind. And off we go, ladies and gentlemen, with this bout between Russia and Poland. And we can already see some very hard hits from Polish fighters. The Polish fighter has been disarmed. Extremely dangerous for the supporters on the sideline to try and rearm their fighters, try and hand them weapons, and this fight is already over, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I call a demonstration. This is what I call a massacre. Now let's just hope none of the Polish fighters have been injured but I see them, most of them, getting back on their feet. I think no one is staying down. One of the Polish fighters is still down by the main stand, and I'm afraid that he is injured. Just have to wait and see.
Wins by 2 rounds, 2-0.
Now he's getting back on his feet, gingerly and slowly, but he's getting back on his feet. And this is the victory for Russia in this bout against Poland. Yesterday, Ukraine defeated Belarus with 11 points. Ivan, do you think this will play out similarly today, or do you think Belarus can have a better end today?
Well, I think they made an adjustment to their tactic. At least they have some time to rethink it. So it could be different.
So let's see how this plays out for the two sides. Ukraine versus Belarus on the list now, 21 versus 21.
I know that Team Belarus have a lot of problems with the visas to get to Croatia. So apparently some of their top fighters are not here. But still, it is one of the top team, one of the strongest team here on Battle of the Nations in Croatia.
We're still waiting for the teams to both get set and ready for this bout. But I think it's only a matter of seconds now until the referee can get this fight underway. Marshall's just checking that everything is in order. No team has more or less than 21 fighters. It looks like both teams are set and ready now, and we have some friendly greetings before this fight. Widely spread arms to just hug it out before they fight it out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get back to serious business. 21 versus 21, Ukraine against Belarus. Teams are set up. Night Marshals checking one last time if both sides are ready. And then I think off we go with this fight. Something seems to be... I think one of the massive authenticity was still on the field, and the Night Marshal just sent him off.
Are you ready?
And this fight is underway now.
And it appears that one of our cameras has been shot.
And I also think that Belarus have actually adapted quite well, because that's a victory for Belarus.
All fighters stay down on the ground.
Now let's see how many fighters they have on the field. Remember, Ukraine won with 11 points yesterday, 2 days ago, I'm sorry.
So as you can see, Matthias changing the tactic, and something Belarus might have out of it.
So whatever they changed in their tactics, apparently it paid off, just as Ivan predicted. Now we're still waiting for the official score.
I wonder if Ukrainian team were coordinated for this floating camera. So it's just about hitting it and victory is yours.
Unidentified flying objects, ladies and gentlemen. And as I've seen in the commentary, the users are asking us to greet them, and I do this hereby. Hello, YouTube users. I'm really glad you've joined us in watching this incredible night of fights that we have for you. Stay tuned for the third round in the bout between Ukraine and Belarus. Ukraine have won the first round on Thursday, and Belarus have won the second round just now. Now let's see if Ukraine can adapt to what they've seen in changes in their adversaries' tactics. Now you can understand, dear YouTube users, that setting up the team for a 21 versus 21 bout takes a bit longer than for a 5 versus 5 fight. There's a lot of talking to be done, and we see that happening just now on the Ukrainian side. The Belarus team seem to be pretty happy with their tactics, whereas the Ukrainian fighters, of course, have a lot to talk about after being surprisingly almost defeated in the first round after their rather dominant victory on Thursday.
It is even more surprising because in Ukraine they had a big qualification rounds, and it's not so simple to be in 21 versus 21 team on side of Ukraine. I think they defeated at least two teams of their opponents to get here.
Just see the massive impacts that are dealt here in the 21 versus 21. This is pure force, ladies and gentlemen. This is pure power. This is historical medieval battle.
Stop the fight. All fighters stay on the ground.
And this fight is over, ladies and gentlemen, and this time it's the Ukrainians again who have had the better end for themselves. So whatever adjustments the Belarus fighters made, it paid off in the first round of tonight, but it didn't work out in the second round. So it's Belarus who win this fight after all with a score of 2-1.
Ukraine wins.
By the way, just let me remind you that on botn.info we still have the costume competition up and running, and you can vote for your favorites there. botn.info. And off we go. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, the 21 versus 21 bout between Poland and Belarus ends with a dominant victory for the Belarus team. Just listen to the fans cheering. This is the highlight of the event. This is the greatest battle in the Battle of Nations, ladies and gentlemen. It is the king, the crown of the disciplines. It is the highlight, the 21 versus 21 bout between Russia and Ukraine. And I think we're set and ready to go with this highlight reel event.
Ladies and gentlemen, after this fight, we have category Bokhut, all versus all. It's great fun, so all fighters who want to compete, prepare yourself. Come on, people, cheer for your team. People, louder!
Here we go, the two top nations in historical medieval battle, the two top teams in Battle of the Nations, the two rivals in this and every other category. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the highlight of the day. Stick with us for the 21 versus 21, and off we go! With the greetings, of course. Now we're getting set and ready for the actual action. Russia against Ukraine.
Fighters, are you ready? Fight! Ukraine versus Russia! Russia wins!
Fight and travel.
After this, we have friendly
This is
backward,
one of the main
all
mottos
versus
of
all.
the Battle of the
So
Nations.
please, all fighters who want to compete, prepare yourself.